Well, if you've not subscribed, please subscribe. I'm waiting. Hi Empressors, welcome to my channel. This is Empress Abuna. Hi to many subscribers. We are closing in on 3,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. Keep on watching, subscribing, sharing my videos, leaving your comments. I appreciate it so much. I'm going to talk about skincare, and as I said in my previous video, the focus this year is more on the treatments, and I'm going to be more focused on the C serums and the scar treatment, because a lot of people have issues with scars, and I also do have my scars. Okay, therefore there's going to be a year of fighting and winning the battle against scars. Okay, right. I'm going to talk about vitamin C serum from Biovene, and this is 27% vitamin C facial serum, and this is the 1 fluid ounce. Now let's talk about the ingredient. The first one is water, and then ascorbic acid and glycerin. These are for me the top notch. So the ascorbic acid is the 27% everything here. It has glycerin to help with the hydration. I love one thing about Biovene. They tell you what to do and what not to do when you're using products, and especially when you're incorporating this into your routine. If you watch the hyaluronic acid review I did, the same thing. They are very specific with when not to use it and when to use it and how to use it, and I love that. It makes it easy for a newbie to understand what they are using, and also makes it easy for you to know how to balance your products. Again, with this, they did the same thing. For external use only as directed. Limit your exposure to UV light. Avoid being outdoors in direct sunlight too long. This is to avoid sunburns. And if you're going to be in the sun, do use a sunscreen. It says do not use a vitamin C 27% serum within few hours of using salicylic acid, glycolic acid, or retinol, including face washes and spot treatments, in order to avoid burning, stinging, and redness. There are no known side effects, and also avoid direct contact with the eye. Very direct, and I love that. I've mentioned this before. Salicylic acid, glycolic, these are exfoliating ingredients, and it's advised that you do not use vitamin C serum if you use any of these in the course of the day. Therefore, I tend to use this on days that I'm not exfoliating my skin, which is probably like once in a week or twice in a week. It's very simple. If you're going to use this, I always say that make sure that you are on top of your game when it comes to sunscreens, which sometimes I do not use. That's the truth. But most often indoors, and I do strategic outing. Like I look at the sun before I go out. So yeah, let's talk about what is that. This is 1 fluid ounce. To be honest, I wasn't expecting this bottle to last this long. It's been about 3, 4, almost 6 months actually, and I use this about 4 times a week. 4 times. I use just about 2 drops. Probably that's the reason why it's lasted that long. But for this size to last this long, and it hasn't oxidized, that is changed color or anything, still like that. I do keep it in a very cool place, like very cool place. Okay, not direct sunlight. I started off my vitamin C journey with the ordinary, which is the suspension, the 23%, the most difficult serum you could ever use. So I was quite intrigued as to how other vitamin C's would work, considering that vitamin C serum was creamy, was gritty, was just not workable during the day. You just have to use it at night. So I jumped on this expecting a creamy texture. I was expecting something, like that. And when I opened it, it was colorless, watery, slightly thicker like the hyaluronic acid. I was like, oh, okay. So I put a few drops on my face. Within 5 seconds, the thing had soaked in. And I was literally just smiling like, whoa, 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 this is really great. And because it's easy to apply, I'm able to use it every single time I want to do. some brightening. The other thing I'm going to cover is it has no smell compared to the other one, the C Serum from The Ordinary. So when you apply it, you do not have to worry about how you're smelling, like chemicals or anything like that. The smell is just neutral, nothing. Number 3, I'm going to talk about the effectiveness. In order to test a product, I usually use it consistently for a month, at least 30 days. And I applied this every day throughout December and into this January, just to be sure of its potency. And I was amazed as to how fast it helped with the brightening. It got to a point I felt it was getting a bit too much, so I just paid more attention to the scarring than all over my face. Instead of using it all over my face every day, I would just focus it on the cheeks, areas that had the scarring, and just a little bit all around. So instead of using it all over the face about 4 times, I'll just use it on the cheek area about 4 times and all over the face about once in a week. And I was really loving my glow. It was really glowing, my skin, and it's still like that. So this is my natural skin in the light, and I have an even texture anyway, so there's nothing like bleaching in here. It's just brightening up whatever spots I had, and it's not as bright as you see it because of the light, but I'm also not so dark anyway. Let me just put it out there before people say I'm bleaching. So the brightening effect that I really felt was around the side, and it got to a point people were like, what do you use? Like, I'm using just a vitamin C serum, and I use this and I alternate with the Ordinary niacinamide, mostly on some spots, and I was really impressed. So in terms of effectiveness, I rate this 8 out of 10. And in terms of affordability, yes, you can check my shop, is there. And I also find that for a bottle like this to last for almost 6 months is worth it. It's really worth it. Just like the Ordinary vitamin C serum, which could last like a year, I find that this is worth getting. And I guess to attach the products that really work for me. I do have other serums I want to try, else I would have got another bottle just to keep using it. But I'm impressed with that brand. It's not a brand that I see people hype, probably because it's not from the US, but it's a brand I have come to love, and it's very affordable. That's one thing, it's very affordable. Now the last one is supposed to be used within 12 months, therefore I'm going to use this up before the 12 months, but it's worth it. I don't know how strong the 27% is, but with water and all those things in it, I'm not going to say it's really going to be the 27%, but it does work. It does help with the brightening. One of the things I tend to look out for when I'm using brightening products is my lip area. If you get close to me, I have some small tiny hair, and whenever I'm using a brightening product and that place gets bright, I know that the thing is working. That is one of the things I look out for. Another one is the side. Okay, I used to use my nail to scratch off the white head, and that place became dark, and now it's not. So I knew it had worked. Those are some of the benchmarks I used to test the product. So that is a review of the vitamin C serum. If you are starting out on vitamin C serum, please do not start with the Ordinary 23% suspension. It's not for the faint-hearted. I would say look for a liquid one, start off, or the Ordinary has the magnesium ascorbic phosphate, which I'll be using, and I feel those are much more gentle on the skin and easy to use and transition into those stronger vitamin C serums. And as I said, the liquid ones I find to be easy to work with compared to the creamy ones. Talking about creamy ones, I have the Inky list vitamin C serum on my list to try, as well as the Revolution Therefore, this year is going to be exciting. Don't miss out on anything. Don't forget to subscribe if you've not. If you enjoyed this review, let me know. If you have questions, let me know. Stay blessed, nothing less. Bye bye.